WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Good afternoon and welcome to Midday. Monday, the 28th day of May, 1979, a day which has been set aside to observe Memorial Day.
We are at Lakewood Cemetery in Minneapolis, near the gravesite of Hubert Humphrey. Hubert symbolizes so well how we feel about Memorial Day and honoring those who have served their country and those who have meant a great deal to us in our lives. Hubert said shortly before his death, "I have enjoyed my life, its disappointments outweighed by its pleasures. I have loved my country in a way that some people consider sentimental and out of style. I still do, and I remain an optimist with joy, without apology, about this country and about the American experiment in democracy."
It's another day of celebration in terms of families coming together. And we're going to be visiting a very special family, the family home of Hubert Humphrey and Muriel in Waverly, Minnesota. And we're going to be talking with Muriel about her terrific plans for the use of the Waverly home.
We'll do all of that in just a few moments. Right now, let's check on the late news.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Federal Aviation Administration has grounded all DC-10 jumbo jets in the United States until the airlines inspect a bolt that broke during the crash of an American Airlines jetliner near Chicago on Friday. The broken bolt apparently caused the plane to lose one of its engines immediately before it crashed after takeoff. That crash killed 273 people. That broken bolt was found yesterday, and Jackie Castleberry has the story.
They were equipped with sophisticated metal detecting devices, teams of federal investigators looking for a bolt 3 inches long. The bolt was missing from the engine that fell off American Flight 191. It was found when an investigator stepped on the bolt, one of 4 that connects the engine to the wing.
The bolt that I have in my hand is the bolt that came off the aircraft. It reflects a fatigue crack, and then subsequent to that, total failure of the bolt. We have a piece of evidence that indicates that this bolt failed, probably setting in motion the loss of the engine on the aircraft.
That engine dropped off just as the DC-10 was starting to leave the ground. The engine flipped over the wing as it was designed to do in this type of emergency. It then fell just off the runway. Experts say the DC-10 is built to fly with 2 engines, but just seconds after takeoff, the aircraft went out of control, then crashed in a mass of flames. Officials emphasized the lost engine was not necessarily the cause of the crash.
I said the board is continuing its investigation into the cause of the crash. What I've given you is a cause for the loss of the engine. Don't get the two confused.
22 Northwest Airlines DC-10 jets will be grounded tomorrow morning. The Northwest Airlines maintenance official tells us that Northwest's entire fleet has already been inspected, adding that the airline will comply with the FAA order and any others it might receive. Most of the planes are in service this holiday. An airline spokesman says he doesn't know what effect the grounding will have on the airline or how many flights would have to be canceled. One of the people killed in that crash was the 1960 Marshall High School of Minneapolis valedictorian John Lakotis. 36-year-old Lakotis had lived in Minneapolis until 1964 when he moved to Rochester, New York. His wife is Berdine Solberg of Minneapolis. Memorial Day ceremonies were held this morning at Fort Snelling National Cemetery in St. Paul. The keynote address was given by Minneapolis businessman Bob Short. Other ceremonies were held throughout the Twin Cities area this morning to honor the men and women who died while serving their country. Today also marks the beginning of Vietnam Veterans Week throughout the country. Minnesota's 175,000 Vietnam vets will be honored with awards and programs. And on Friday, Governor Al Quie hands out presidential certificates to 10 veterans who have made outstanding contributions to the state of Minnesota. A youth home on the Red Lake Indian Reservation was destroyed by fire yesterday morning. That fire started in the attic, but the cause is still unknown. Officials do believe the fire was an accident. The one-story building was vandalized during last weekend's violence. The FBI is still looking for a 6th man charged with assault in that takeover. 5 other men are in custody and are scheduled to make a court appearance on Thursday. St. Paul police officer Arthur Londroche is in satisfactory condition today after fighting with a motorist he had arrested for a traffic violation early Sunday. The 18-year veteran of the police department suffered facial fractures and may have eye damage. Londroche stopped a pickup truck when he didn't see a license plate on the back of the truck. The truck was stopped at Marshall Avenue and Howell Street about 4 a.m. The man was arrested after Landroche found the driver's license had been revoked. The fight began when the officer led the man to the car, and it ended when the man got into his truck and drove off. The suspect was later stopped and charged with driving while intoxicated and is being held for aggravated assault. I'll have more Midday News right after this.
When you help start a scout troop, there's no guarantee one of the boys will grow up to be an actor.
Win an Olympic decathlon.
Have his own radio and TV shows.
Play for the Knicks.
Host a TV program.
Be an impressionist.
Grow up and be in the movies.
Go to the moon. Twice.
Hit 755 home runs.
Be a newsman.
Win 7 gold medals.
When you help start a scout troop, there's no guarantee one of the boys will grow up to be president. But you never know. Call Boy Scouts of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness the world's first dramatic reading of the Pearl Vision Center Great Eyeglass Guarantee.
Mickey Rooney, take one. Any lens that is broken will be replaced free of charge. Any other part, including frame, that is broken or damaged will be repaired or replaced free of charge. There is no limit to the number of repairs or replacements.
In short, for 1 year from purchase, we'll fix or replace broken frames and lenses at no charge.
Hello! We'd like your family to try new High-C unsweetened drink mix.
I didn't know High-C had an unsweetened powder.
You'll need sugar.
Oh, thanks.
What's that?
Something new. High-C unsweetened drink mix.
It's the only unsweetened powder with a full-day supply of vitamin C.
I love it. It's delicious.
It's the delicious taste of High-C in an unsweetened powder.
High-C, you know how good it is.
The three-day Memorial Day holiday is in its final day, and in general, drivers are reported out in force despite predictions of some gasoline shortages. In some states, travel has been reduced because of the fear of gas shortages. Auto associations say gas supplies are expected to be adequate for most of the nation. And while many drivers found some gas stations closed this holiday weekend, boaters in Florida were having the same problem. We get the story from Beverly McFarland.
Boaters come with sputtering engines, empty spare tanks, money in hand, to a little-known marina that's rapidly becoming the most popular spot on the water. About 300 boats a day filled up at Marina Biscayne over the Memorial Day weekend. Many of those boaters were turned away by other marinas. No gas.
No gas? No gas, yeah.
All of Dade County's marinas were out of gas by 1 o'clock on Sunday, and they will be dry until the next delivery Friday morning. With peak season for recreational boating beginning, calm seas and clear weather could mean 10 to 15 dry days a month at marina gas pumps. South Floridians and tourists are heavy users, and with 80% of the corner gas stations closed this weekend, boaters turned to marinas in record numbers for fuel. They didn't find much, but that didn't stop anybody from trying to have a good time.
It would seem unlikely that the folks who make gasoline and diesel fuel for us would ever have a problem in getting fuel for their own use. But Miriam Bier says diesel fuel is in such short supply that oil people are unable to get enough diesel to continue their search for oil.
Wyoming, still the land of wild horses and antelopes, but also the nation's 6th largest oil-producing state. But to get fuel, you've got to use fuel. And the diesel fuel needed to drill for oil is suddenly scarce. The Federal Department of Energy has ordered distributors to supply agricultural clients first. Included in that top priority classification, candy and cookie makers, producers of beer, wine, and tobacco, sawmills and logging firms, and retail bakeries. That rule leaves energy producers in a number 2 position, the equivalent of last place to some oil firms. This $15 million drilling operation, the nation's deepest well, shut down. Diesel suppliers say it's hard to convince customers they're not holding out for higher prices. The shortage has caused spot shutdowns across the state, and it's spreading. This well was 130 feet from completion when drilling was halted, one of half a dozen owned by the same company, which will be out of fuel this weekend. Here in what geologists call the overthrust belt of western Wyoming, the government faces a kind of catch-22. Recent discoveries promise oil and gas that could exceed the potential of Alaska's North Slope, but you can't drill it without a diesel allocation. Miriam Bier, CBS News, near Pinedale, Wyoming.
We couldn't have asked for a nicer day to wind up our Memorial Day holiday. The forecast calls for clear to partly cloudy skies, highs in the lower 80s. Tonight we'll have a low in the upper 50s, clear to partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, pleasant weather continues, clear to partly cloudy skies and a high in the low to middle 80s. It is 75 degrees right now in the Twin Cities, winds southerly at 7 under sunny skies. Cindy and Bill will have the rest of Midday in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Dave Osborne from Camden, North Dakota. Before I played for the Minnesota Vikings, I went to college at Grand Forks. I know how rough it is to fight the flooding Red River and how glad the flood fighters are to get a meal from the Red Cross. You can help the Red Cross help the families who are forced from their homes. Send your tax-deductible check to Disaster Relief in care of the Red Cross. Thanks.
We're at the top of the charts, babies, giving Minnesota the best radio on TV with WKRP in Cincinnati, and you know where to find us.
Lying around again.
You quit nagging at me!
Who, me?
Look, we have this argument all the time. So, that's it.
I wish you could see yourself.
You emotionalize everything.
I do.
Look, this marriage is just about
this a marriage?
I don't know. I call it. I can't call it anything.
Really? Oh, just forget it.
Where do you think you're going?
If you think childish arguments don't hurt a marriage, don't kid yourself.
Hi, I'm Jack Barry, and this is the kind of fun and excitement you'll see on The Joker's Wild right here on this station. You'll enjoy the thrills of a one-armed bandit, along with the excitement and suspense of a big money quiz show. And it's all brought to you every Monday through Friday right here on this station. Remember now, that's The Joker's Wild. Tune in. You'll enjoy it. Join us, won't you?
Memorial Day, anticipated throughout the country as the first major holiday weekend of the long-awaited summer. It has evolved into a time of family gatherings, with picnics, boating, camping, and the opening of beaches, the main order of the day. With all the holiday spirit, it often seems to cloud the original meaning of the day, but the desire to not let that slip away completely is still with us. A time for contemplation, a time for remembering and memorializing. When the Civil War ended in 1865, widows, mothers, and children of slain Confederate soldiers went to the cemeteries to place flowers on the graves of their loved ones as a tribute to their valor. And they didn't hesitate to decorate the graves of those who had fought for the Union, for those men who also had done their duty to God and their country. When news of this reached the North, it brought about a feeling of comradeship that began to help heal the wounds of war. But it was not until 1868 that National Commander John Logan instituted a uniform time when the fallen soldiers would be recognized and flowers strewn on their graves to memorialize their deeds. Throughout the years, the day has grown in significance as America became embroiled in wars around the world. Men were falling in such places as the Argonne, Iwo Jima, Incheon, and Pleiku, places that became etched in the American conscience through the long years of war. But the somber meaning of the day has also been interpreted as a time of celebration, a time of praise for the fallen who gave their lives for their country. It is a time that tends to bring families closer together, helping bind family wounds and restore tranquility through gatherings of love and friendship. As an anonymous writer wrote in the Illustrated American in 1890, it is well that in the hurry and press of our times, when the higher soul within us is choked and stifled by the more sordid cares of the hour, by the selfish struggle for place and self, we should pause for a period to dwell upon the memory of the illustrious dead who gave their lives for their country, and who typify that higher and truer Americanism which lies within us still, dormant and latent indeed, yet ready to spring to the surface whenever the need arises. It is a day of remembrances, a time for memorializing.
Grass stains.
Coffee stains. Ice cream stains.
Collar stains.
Ballpoint ink stains. Introducing new improved Miracle White All Fabric Bleach. Now there's a powder bleach that does more than just safely whiten and brighten. It also helps remove so many tough stains, even blood, because Miracle White puts pre-soaking power right in your machine. Stains gone and washes whiter and brighter. New Miracle White bleach powers out tough stains.
Meet some people who have a lot in common with a lot of other Minnesotans. They work for a living and pay taxes. Each year, some 5,000 mentally, emotionally, or physically handicapped persons complete Minnesota vocational rehabilitation programs and find jobs. With newly acquired skills, these hardworking Minnesotans earn some $30 million annually. Minnesota vocational rehabilitation programs are tailored to individual needs and include counseling and guidance, medical and vocational evaluations, job training, placement and follow-up. Any handicapped Minnesota resident who is potentially employable may be eligible. Registration with the Minnesota Vocational Rehabilitation Agency can be the first step toward vocational and personal independence for a handicapped individual.
We're sitting on the shores of Lake Waverly, about an hour outside of the Twin City area, in the place that has meant so much to Hubert and Muriel Humphrey over the years and will continue to mean a great deal to the Humphrey family.
Yes, that's right, Bill, especially because of Fraser School taking it on. It will be a big part of my life because we've got to help raise a lot of money.
A lot of people, Muriel, might not be familiar with what Fraser School actually is, so maybe you could fill us in a bit.
The Louise Whitbeck Fraser School has meant a lot in our lives because it was a school that accepted Vicki, who was our little retarded granddaughter, at the age of 2.5, which was quite unusual in those years. Vicki used to be very well known. People saw her a lot on TV. She was on the Mike Douglas show, and then she was on a television advertising council show. And when she was little, people don't see her so much now, but she's 18 years old. She lives in the Muriel Humphrey residences, which is also part of the Fraser School. This will be the third development in the whole concept of Fraser School's philosophy of taking care of retarded, handicapped children from birth through life. So it's an exciting thing to have it be a part of our lives.
Who's this?
This is Mortimer. Morty for short.
Mortimer obviously has star potential.
Well, my cat and dog are hams as well as I am, I guess.
I think of the many pleasant times out here with lots of laughter and lots of members of the press and various politicians here. The laughter will be slightly different, but still there'll be a lot of people enjoying this area, this property.
Well, I think it'll mean more to the community, actually, too, because not only will there be more jobs, but it will be, a very meaningful place. I think there'll even be more laughter. It's the last couple of years, we haven't been very busy out here. Well, yes, I had 2 big fundraisers out here last summer, both political. And, of course, Wendy and Mary Anderson stayed at the guest house. But this summer, of course, Fraser School, they'll be making tentative plans as to the usage of the place and probably be into doing some construction this fall. I don't know. I really just don't know where we're at with it, but I'll be having some fundraisers out here for them, hopefully this summer, too.
You know, it is Memorial Day, and we are remembering so fondly all the people that have done so much for our country, and of course, right in there is Hubert Humphrey. You have such a marvelous, positive attitude when you talk about him. I think it's great for people to hear you talk about him and celebrating his birthday and things like that.
Well, it was a very traumatic time to go through when he was ill, because Hubert was never ill, and so it's great to remember the good times and talk about the good times. I don't like to see the pictures of him when he was ill. That bothers me. And I like to remember the happy times and think about him that way. As a matter of fact, I have talked about celebrating his birthday as a memorial each year rather than the day that he died. And I think that's the way to be. Birth and death are part of our lives, but the most important thing is our birth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you appreciate in a different way the years spent with Hubert after you became a senator? Were you fully aware of the pressures on him, or did you understand it differently after you became a senator?
It was a great experience, Bill, for me, because I appreciated what he had done ever that much more. I knew that he was busy all of the time and that he was so involved all of the time, but I didn't realize quite how much work went into all of those years and all that it took. The kind of understanding and maneuvering and the constant, everlastingly at it that he did. I couldn't possibly have done what he did. You know, he would work at the Senate all day long and then go out in the evenings, either socially in Washington or else fly off to Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, somewhere, and make a speech and come back home again by midnight or 1 o'clock, something like that, you know. I was so exhausted and tired that I'd go home as soon as I could. I hardly ever accepted any social engagements and be exhausted.
In his case, it fed him rather than drained him, though, didn't it?
That's right. He liked getting out amongst people, especially young people, and I think it did him a world of good to go out and make these speeches, and so often they were educational kind of speeches that, well, it helped him too. It helped him to understand what, get the input from people, so that it went both ways.
Bill, we've talked about this on our program before. I had a chance to meet with Hubert out in Washington during the bicentennial year, and he sort of took us on a tour of the Senate chambers, and he knows everything. Yes, he has such a sense of history.
Oh, he did.
I felt like I wasn't even an American in comparison.
He just loved it. And, well, many of the things that are there now was something that he had to, he did something in order to get it started and get it underway. I think the book about the Capitol that now did sell for $1. I don't know, with inflation it's probably more. But it caught on, and it was exactly what everyone needed, and it helps pay for some of the restoration and the upkeep of the Capitol and the Capitol grounds.
Well, let's hope that with you moving a little closer to the Twin Cities, I know the people of Waverly won't see you quite as often, but let's hope that we in the Twin Cities will see you more. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
You're a gracious hostess, and I love it out here.
Isn't it nice?
And we'll be back in the Twin Cities from Waverly in just a moment.
Tie a yellow ribbon around your tree. The excitement is on Monday's Mike Douglas Show, when the sensational Tony Orlando co-hosts, and screen legend James Cagney tells how he developed his tough man character.
You mean you borrowed from somebody? Everybody.
Plus actress Glenda Jackson, who describes her self-image.
Shortish, thinnish, palish, dullish English.
It's the next Mike Douglas Show.
What you squeezing today, Jenny? Your orange juice. 12, please. Oh, Jeff!
If you like hand-squeezed orange juice but don't like to squeeze it, whew,
Lucky I stocked this new Snow Crop.
try new Snow Crop Frozen Concentrated Orange Juice with more juice sacs. So many more juice sacs that even these experts think it's hand-squeezed.
Mmm, tastes great. Jeff, you squeeze a delicious juice.
New Snow Crop Orange Juice. It's more like hand-squeezed.
Jovan introduces Wrinkles Away Temporary Wrinkle Smoother. Now you can smooth away in minutes the wrinkles it took years to get. A tiny drop works remarkably fast to help smooth away deep wrinkles, circles under eyes, and other unwanted lines. You can actually see it happen right before your eyes. And Wrinkles Away can keep your face virtually line-free for most of the day or night. Try Jovan Wrinkles Away, because it works.
Look for Wrinkles Away at Dayton's. There perhaps is no more moving a place to visit on this Memorial Day than Fort Snelling National Cemetery, where lie so many thousands of people who in one way or another served their country. Memorial Day, sometimes called Decoration Day, was established shortly after the Civil War, and many poets have written about the meaning of this special day. Charles Halpine said, at about the time Memorial Day was established, comrades known in marches many, comrades tried in dangers many, comrades bound by memories many, brothers ever let us be. Comrades knowed by faith the clearest, tried when death was near and nearest. Bound are we by ties the dearest, brothers evermore to be. And if spared and growing older, shoulder still in line with shoulder, and with hearts no thrill the colder, brothers ever shall we be. By communion of the banner, crimson, white, and starry banner, by the baptism of the banner, children of one church are we. Creed nor faction can divide us, race nor language can divide us. Still, whatever fate betide us, children of the flag are we.
It seems to me that poets are able to capture so well what we feel in our hearts on a day like today. Theodore Cook wrote in Ode for Decoration Day, "They know not what sweet duty we come each year to pay, nor heed the blooms of beauty, the garland gifts of May strewn here today. The nighttime and the daytime, the rise and set of sun, the winter and the Maytime, to them whose work is done are all as one. Then o'er mine eyes there floated a vision of the land, where their brave souls, promoted to heaven's own armies, stand at God's right hand. The flowers shall fade and perish, in larger faith spake I, but these dear names we cherish are written in the sky and cannot die."
We wish you a meaningful and enriching Memorial Day, and please join us once again tomorrow on Midday.
A drug abuser is usually thought of as someone who uses illegal narcotics. But there's another common type of drug abuse, possibly even taking place in your home. It's the abuse of prescription drugs. It often starts out very innocently, but soon develops into a real family problem. For confidential information, call Chrysalis, 871-0118. It's difficult to say how it all got started, but it's never too late to ask.
What's making a big splash? 'Cause it won't spill? The travel tumbler. The no-spill container with the push-button top from ThermoServe. Perfect for the car and families on the go. The travel tumbler's insulated to keep hot drinks hot and cold drinks cold. With the travel tumbler, your cup runneth not over.
Available at all Kmart stores.
You're where you want to be. Your cola sugar-free. Diet right. Diet right. Ooh, delight. Ooh, delight. Dynamite. Dynamite. You look so right. You look diet right.
Diet Right Cola.
WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
I guess I just don't have any where you're concerned. I love you, Bo.
Still?
Yes, much more than I ever did.
You know, it's a shame that you worked so hard to get me and you never really had me. Not the way you wanted. You still want me?
Oh, Bo, if there was ever just a small chance you could care about me again. Oh, yes.
What difference would that make? I mean, you know I didn't care for you before and it didn't matter, did it? So you were so anxious before, so why not now?
This is really isn't a way, Bo.
The way to what?
You've had too much to drink.
I said you could have me. Here I am. You wanted me to be a husband to you, and it was wrong of me to deprive you of your rights as my wife.
Please, you don't know what you're doing. No. No. Oh, Bo. Oh, Bo, I love you. I love you so much.
She told him. I never thought she would. I should have known better. I've got to get a hold of Beau. I've got to explain to him somehow. Where is he? Who would know where he is?
Hi, Jane. Hi, the desk clerk asked me to give this to you.
Oh, Sandy, thank you so much.
How are you? You know, considering we live right across the hall from each other, I very seldom get a chance to see you.
I know, but, well, of course I was in Florida all that time.
Oh, I know. And I haven't been doing much entertaining over at the penthouse, but we really do have to get together soon.
Well, we will. Look, I would ask you to come in, but I'm right in the midst of trying to get hold of Beau, and,
Something wrong?
Yes, Sandy, I'm sorry that I can't explain it to you. I have to talk to him. I can't find him.
Listen, Jane, would you like me to try to...
No, sweetheart. That's very nice of you. I'm sure I'll get a hold of him. This is nothing to worry about. I'm just in a rush. Forgive me.
Oh, it's perfectly all right. I hope everything works out.
Well, thank you. And I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, folks, you'll have to wait for the next one.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Lemon Fresh Joy, for dishes so shiny you can see yourself, and by Extra Fresh Liquid Prel, for freshness that lasts today and tomorrow.
Shampoo with Liquid Prel today and tomorrow.
Stock? Smells so fresh. I mean, your hair does.
Thanks. Pat, how did you get your hair so fresh today? I shampooed with Prel yesterday.
Liquid Prel in the shatterproof bottle has a clean, light scent that keeps hair fresh today and tomorrow.
You washed your hair for me.
How'd you guess?
Liquid Prel for freshness they'll notice today and tomorrow.
Have you heard? All temperature cheer's been improved.
What?
Uh-huh. All temperature cheer has a new patented formula.
What's wrong with my old one? It cleaned in hot, warm, and cold.
You'll like new cheer even better. Now it actually reduces wrinkling.
New cheer reduces wrinkling?
We use the old cheer formula on the left, new cheer on the right.
The right's less wrinkled.
Now, cheer won't get rid of wrinkles completely, but...
Yeah, but it'll save me ironing.
Yep.
And cheer still cleans in all temperatures?
Yep, even the clothes you don't iron will look good. So you're still mad cheer was improved?
Nah, there's only two things I hate worse than ironing, wrinkles and nosy stock boys.
New all temperature cheer actually reduces wrinkling while you wash. New all temperature.
Dashing bachelor cooks fabulous dinner. Grateful companion washes the dishes.
And dashing bachelor offers to dry.
Oh, Freddie, I should have known it.
Known what?
You use Lemon Fresh Joy.
Yeah.
Isn't it something the way you can see yourself in these dishes? Look at that shine coming through.
Yeah, terrific.
And don't you just love the way Joy smells?
Yeah, nice and lemony.
Oh, Freddie, no wonder your table looks so smashing tonight. I thought to myself, the dishes, the table, everything looked just beautiful. Really beautiful.
You liked it, huh? Well, how about beautiful lady inviting dashing bachelor for dinner one night?
See for yourself how Lemon Fresh Joy cleans down to the shine. What a nice reflection on you.
A cookie? Can I have some of that cookie? Let me give Mommy some. No? Oh, all for you?
Carol, is this tie okay?
Sure, it looks good.
You know,
I like
this,
that one.
With this jacket?
Yes.
I look all right?
You look wonderful.
You sure?
Very sure.
I wouldn't want to embarrass Sandy.
Oh, honey, you won't.
It's bad enough she's taking us out to dinner.
Why is that bad?
Well, because I'm the one who should be picking up the check, that's why.
Does a man always have to pay for dinner?
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Would you like to sit in your playpen, or is she fine? Okay. I think I'm going to put her in the playpen for a second. Come on, honey. Here we go. Whoa, that's a good girl.
Like cranky.
I'll be right here.
It's just the way it is. I mean, a man should pick up the check.
Really? Well, that doesn't give a woman very much of a chance to ask her friends out. Besides, honey, we've had Sandy over quite a few times for dinner, and now she just wants to ask us out. Would you mind if she were having us for dinner at her house?
Oh, it's different. Just the whole idea of her picking up the check and me sitting there on my hands.
I tell you what, why don't you try to think of Sandy not as a woman, but as a business partner?
She's still a woman.
Oh, I can't win with you, can I?
Oh, pretty soon I'll be picking up all the checks every place we go. You wait and see. Things are going really well in the shopping center edition. I expect to finish ahead of schedule.
Good.
Mm-hmm. And then I may be building Kim and Dan's new house, and after that, I got a couple other irons in the fire.
Well, we have no doubts of your success.
And I got one problem on my hands right now. Chip Kelly.
Did you ever have that talk with her?
Yeah, I talked to him today. I laid it right on the line. I told him all the things he's been doing wrong.
Well, how did he take it?
Not too good. He made all sorts of excuses, and none of them were any good. You know, he tried to blame everything on Joe. Can you imagine that? Well, I told him loud and clear that I trust Joe, and I want him to do things Joe's way.
Well, do you think he will?
I don't know. He tried to tell me he'd do better if I gave him a job that had more responsibility.
Is that possible?
No. If a guy wants a better job, then he knocks himself out on the job he's already got. Chip just goofs off.
You didn't fire him, though, huh?
No, I didn't. But I leveled with him. I told him I was only keeping him on account of Matt.
Well, do you think that made an impression on him?
Who knows? I don't know if Chip can shape up, but if he doesn't, I have no other choice but to fire him. Even if he is Matt's brother.
Hey, have you seen these shift assignments for next month? No. Oh, boy. I mean, yours aren't so bad. Look at all these night shifts I got. I'm going to complain about that. So afraid I was going to be late. How's it going? Has it been busy? No, very quiet. Good. I hope it stays that way. You want me to check on the patients, see if they need anything? Oh, no, I was just going to do it. Good. Okay. Holler if you need anything. I will.
She'll find my room empty.
I
I wasn't born curly, but I was born smart. I got natural look lilt. For curl, this natural. What I didn't get here, I can get here. Gorgeous, natural-looking curl.
That's natural look lilt, the only perm with sponge end wraps instead of tissues. Tissues can slip, but sponges grip for better roll-ups, so curls look more natural.
What nature didn't give me, lilt did.
Natural look lilt.
The water in Frankfort, Indiana has fluoride to help protect children's teeth, but that's not enough. I'm Myrna Walker. As a child, I was in a special Crest test in Frankfort. It proved Crest fluoride gives extra cavity-fighting protection wherever the water is fluoridated. Today, my whole family uses Crest, and we have great checkups.
A fluoridated water test showed Crest gives extra cavity-fighting protection wherever the water is fluoridated.
Nobody's come up with anything better than Crest. We're staying with it.
You can count on Crest for a future of good checkups. Tests prove it. Crest is accepted by the American Dental Association.
Oh, after 2 hours with your 2-year-old,
I'm ready for a nap.
So is she. Bet you'll be glad to get home and into cloth diapers. I use Pampers all the time. But I've seen you use cloth diapers at home.
Well, not anymore. Haven't you heard? Pampers has a special quilted lining. It stays twice as dry as cloth.
Twice as dry?
Twice as dry. Cloth stays wet, but Pampers' special quilted lining adds a layer of dryness next to her skin.
Really?
Wet both. Wait a minute and slip in a blotter. Pampers' special quilted lining keeps your baby's skin a lot drier.
And dryer's gotta feel better.
At home and out.
Pampers' special quilted lining stays twice as dry.
Fourth floor nurses station, Mrs. Jackson speaking. Oh, hi, Dr. Allenberg. I just came on duty, but if you want to hold a minute, I'll get Miss Chambers for you. Okay, just a minute. Peg, it's Dr. Allenberg. He wants to ask you about his patient in 474. Oh, sure.
Yes, Dr. Allenberg. Oh, yes, I'll get his chart. 1 minute.
Well, hello, Mary.
Hello, Donald.
Ah, you must have been working late today.
Oh, no. Well, we had a lot of work to do, actually. I brought these by for Chris. I know he's going to need them in court tomorrow.
Well, thank you. I know Dad will appreciate that. Please, come in.
Oh, I can't stay. I'm meeting Ralph.
Mary, I wish you would. I have something important to tell you. Please, sit down.
All right, just for a minute.
Mary, I think you have to know that I finally told Mom and Dad everything.
Everything? You told him about Ralph?
Yes. They know now that Joyce meant to kill him.
Did you tell him about the affair that Ralph and Joyce had?
That, too. I'm sorry, Mary. I just thought it was best not to keep anything from them.
Yeah, I suppose. I just wonder what they think about Ralph now.
Well, we didn't have a chance to get into that, but I'm sure they know that Joyce was the one who started the affair. And besides, at the time, Ralph and I hardly knew one another. Not that that makes it right, but at least Ralph was not betraying a friend.
You seem to have forgiven him.
You have?
It's not the same.
Must have hurt a great deal when you found out that Ralph was having an affair with Joyce.
Yeah, it hurt. And it was, shocking.
Yes, both, I'm sure. Look, I realize this is very painful. Maybe you'd not like to talk about it now.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
Mary, I think we have to put everything in perspective, in the proper perspective. now that we know about Joyce. Of course, you've known about it for a long time. I'm the one that just found out. I guess I just didn't want to see what was there. But I can't blind myself any longer. I hope you realize that we all may be facing another investigation.
You mean you are going to tell the authorities?
I think they have to know that Joyce intended to kill Ralph the night she shot me.
What do you think they'll do to her?
I guess it will depend on her condition.
Maybe you should wait till she's better.
No. No, I'm going to inform the authorities tomorrow. I've made up my mind. As for Joyce, Bob tells me that Dr. Devan thinks she should be transferred to Midvale.
That's a mental institution, isn't it?
I know. I don't like the idea, but Joyce needs help, and that may be the only way she can get it.
It's awful.
Yes. It's very hard not to feel sorry for her. But she did all of this to herself.
I know. I've really got to be going, Donald. I'm sorry. Thank you for telling me.
All right, I'll give Dad the papers. And Mary, you might mention to Ralph when you see him that I would like to put the house on the market.
You to sell the house?
Well, sell it or rent it, whatever he thinks advisable.
Are you sure?
I just don't feel I can ever go back there again.
Mrs. Hughes? Mrs. Hughes? Peg said she probably wouldn't respond.
This is a good place for a stick-up.
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 This is a stick-up, the invisible air deodorizer from Airwick. Airwick stick-ups are so small and concentrated, you hide them in small spaces where odors hide.
Ooh, this is a good place for a stick-up.
Don't drip. Don't drip. Why do cooking oils always drip when you pour them?
Crisco oil doesn't drip. It has a new cap.
Oh?
These paper towels will prove it. Crisco oil's new snap cap pours and pours without dripping.
The snap cap's great, but I like my oil for frying.
Taste my fried chicken.
Tastes good, not greasy. I'm switching. For great fried chicken and no messy drip, Crisco oil's new snap cap is terrific.
Does your husband care about bathroom tissue? Carol Splater said no until her husband tried White Cloud versus her brand.
Well, the one on my left hand appears to be as soft as White Cloud.
Is softness important?
Yes, it is very important.
Your husband just picked White Cloud as being softer than your brand. How soft do you think White Cloud is?
White Cloud is softer than the brand we use. He felt it.
White Cloud is the softest one you can buy. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to buy White Cloud.
Why?
I care about pleasing him.
Your family cares. Shouldn't you care to buy the softest? White Cloud.
Oh, honey, did you remember to tell Marie that we might be a little bit late in picking Amy up?
Yeah. She said she doesn't mind if Amy sleeps over if we're real late.
Tell you, I don't know what we'd do without Marie.
Yeah, Amy really likes her. Is it time to go?
Oh, about 10 minutes or so.
Hey,
What? What's the matter?
you look great.
Well, thank you.
I always like this dress on you.
You mean because I wear it so much?
No, that's not what I meant.
Well, the truth is I do wear it a lot.
Well, I haven't really noticed that.
No? All
No.
good.
Well, I'll tell you what I have noticed.
What? Am I okay? My makeup all right?
Yeah, no, you're fine. Nothing's wrong with you. What I have noticed is, you always dress so nice. I don't know how you do it on our budget, but you always look terrific.
I'm glad you noticed.
All that's gonna change one of these days.
You mean I'm not gonna look so nice?
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, one of these days you're gonna have a whole closet full of beautiful clothes and all the jewelry you want.
What for?
What do you mean, what for? Don't you like all that stuff?
Well, sure, honey, but I don't need it. I mean, I don't need expensive clothes and jewelry to make me happy.
Okay, so what do you need, huh?
Let's see, a roof over my head,
Uh-huh.
enough food to keep us healthy. Most of all, just to be with you and Amy. And to know that the two of you are happy.
Oh, I am happy. And, Amy is too. I can speak for her. I mean, can't you tell just from the way she looks?
Then we've got everything.
Yeah, okay. So maybe you don't need those things, but all the same, it's nice to have all those good things, you know?
Like I told Amy before, I can never win an argument with you.
Who's arguing? Not me.
I didn't hear that.
I did. Hey, Matt, come on in.
Thanks. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Matt.
Oh, boy, I guess I should have phoned first. You're getting ready to go out? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, we still have a few minutes.
Sure?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we have time to have a beer. How about it?
Oh, no, thanks, no. I just came over because I wanted to explain something to you about Chip.
Yeah, I had a feeling it might have something to do with him.
Well, I knew the two of you had a talk today.
Did he tell you much about it?
A little. I don't know how Chip came across to you, Jay, but maybe he didn't sound like he really appreciates the job.
Hey, that's not the point.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know he appreciates it. I know how important it is for him to have it. But I think that sometimes when he talks to you, he doesn't say that, and maybe gives you the wrong impression. See, the problem is he's still kind of insecure.
He sure doesn't seem insecure to me.
Yeah, but he is, though. And, hey, take my word for it, Jay. See, this is a different kind of job than he's ever had before.
So what? Look at you. You've never worked in construction before. And
I
you're
know,
doing
but-
great.
I know, but Chip's gonna do a good job, too. I know he will. He just needs a little time, you know what I mean? I don't know. When he gets to know the job and when he gets, into an ease with it, he's gonna do fine. And you're gonna be glad you hired him. I know you are.
Yeah, sure. Well, I guess we've had quite a few little problems with him.
I know that Joe and Chip didn't hit it off too good at first, but I'm gonna talk to Joe about it.
Hey, now, wait a minute. You got your own job to look out for.
I know, but it doesn't hurt if I speak to Joe about Chip, does it?
No, I guess it won't matter. It's just that,
What?
Oh, nothing.
Hey, I know Chip's made a couple mistakes, too, on the job, but I don't think he'll do it again. If you could just be patient with him for a while.
Okay, I'll try, Matt.
See, the thing is, Chip's had a lot of trouble from people since he was a little kid, and I guess he expects to have trouble again. But I'm sure this is a job that he's needed to give him a break. I mean, I know he's really gonna make it.
Dr. Ferguson never picked up his reports today. Look at this. I guess he'll get them in the morning. Why don't I take my break now? Sure. We're not busy. Who knows what's going to happen later, huh?
Okay.
Oh, if Mrs. Hughes wakes up, be sure and give her sedation. Dr. Key said he only wanted her to have it if it was absolutely necessary, and she was sleeping when I was in there before, but you might check on her again, okay?
Okay, all right. Would you mind taking the right purse?
Oh, Peggy, I am sorry. Mine is almost exactly like that. I'll just have to bring another one so we don't get them confused. Thanks a lot. Okay. I won't be very long, about 15 minutes.
Fine.
Okay.
Isn't Mrs. Reynolds on tonight? Never mind. You come with me. I need somebody right away in Mrs. Peters' room.
This is Mrs. Spencer. Jane Spencer, are you new at the desk? I was just wondering if you've seen my son come in tonight. You do know my son? Yes. Well, I just thought perhaps he might have come back to his office. His room? You mean he took a room here last night? I see. Yes, would you please ask the operator to ring it? Thank you. No, that's all right. I'll try it again. Thank you so much. Where is he?
You did invite me over for a drink. Did you forget?
Look, Mommy. Aunt Sally said I can try on her robe.
Judy, she'll need that when she comes out of the shower.
Okay. It's not soft like mine anyway. And where's that nice smell?
Downstairs in my bottle of Downy.
Downy spreads all through the rinse. Wherever the water goes, the Downy goes to rinse in skin-loving softness and April freshness all through your family's clothes. And Downy helps rinse out static cling.
My robe does feel nicer, Mommy. It's really soft. And smells so...
April fresh? Yeah. I love that smell.
Yeah, Aunt Sally ought to know about Downy.
Claire, girl, your towels smell terrific. She's learning.
The April fresh smell of Downy, a noticeable improvement.
When you're 13 and your teacher's coming for dinner, you want everything to be perfect, right, Racina? Right. We were getting ready when Racina noticed the glasses had come out spotted.
Mom, our glasses never looked like this before.
She was right. We'd always used Cascade before, but last time I bought another brand. So I went back to Cascade because I knew I wouldn't have spot problems.
If you have spot problems, you really should try Cascade, because Cascade's sheeting action fights drops that spot, leaves dishes virtually spotless.
Well, we haven't used anything but Cascade since, and my glasses look just beautiful, practically spotless.
For virtually spotless dishes, nothing can beat Cascade.
I want a product that gets the job done right, and for me, that's Cascade.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Cascade, the detergent that leaves dishes virtually spotless, and by Downy, the fabric softener that makes your clothes smell April fresh. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment.
Tuesday, meet the class of 1980.
Go for it.
Middle-class high school kids majoring in vandalism and violence.
Jackpot.
Dana is the new kid in town. She will do anything to belong to this gang and to survive. The Survival of Dana, the Tuesday night movie at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Tomorrow on CBS.
To get those nice, crispy French fries at home, you have to make them from scratch. Not anymore. You're in for a crispy surprise with Carnation French fries. Wait till you taste them. Carnation French fries heat up nice and crispy, not greasy, tender inside, crispy outside. Take them home. You're in for a crispy surprise with Carnation French fries.
It is not easy for Pedro to accept the fact that my favorite Mexican snack does not come from Mexico.
Mexico.
Tostitos brand, crispy round tortilla chips.
Mexico.
They have an authentic tortilla taste.
Mexico.
In traditional flavor or nacho cheese, they are so thin and crispy, they even sound delicious. Believe me, Pedro, these are Tostitos.
Tostitos. Tostitos brand, an authentic tortilla taste from Frito-Lay.
Oh, this toothache. Get on the spot relief with Oragel. Look, Oragel is a gel that clings its pain-killing medication to the pain. Toothache, get Oragel.
WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul. And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
No, of course I didn't forget. Come on in. Where's Mary?
Well, she'll join us a little later. She had to work a little late at the office.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, can I fix you a drink? Or do you want to wait for her, or what should we do?
Well, why don't we wait a little while? Unless you want one now.
Yes, I think... I don't think that's going to help me at all.
Jane, is something the matter?
Yes, Ralph, I guess that's perfectly obvious. I'm not going to pretend.
Well, maybe Mary and I can drop by for a drink some other evening.
Oh, no, please.
Really?
Please, no, please don't go. I'm just a little bit on edge, and I would so appreciate someone to talk to. Will you stay?
Well, of course. Listen, does this have anything to do with Bo?
Oh, yes, it certainly does.
But this afternoon, you said that problem had all been taken care of.
I thought it had been, but I just found out that that's not the case. See, Ralph, I've got to get hold of him, and I can't. I've tried every place I can think of. Maybe if I could reach Melinda. Not that I ever want to speak to her again. I don't know how. I don't understand how she could have done this to me. I mean, I've kept this secret all these years, and... Look, you're a good friend. You had no idea.
No idea about what?
Oh, Ralph, I'm sorry. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Bo isn't my son.
He isn't?
No. I mean, I raised him, and I've always thought of him as my child.
Well, you adopted him?
No. I have just passed myself off as his mother all these years.
And you're afraid that Bo knows about it now?
He does. He told me that on the phone. You see, the problem is I didn't have any time to explain to him because he hung up and I haven't been able to reach him and...
Jane, from what you're telling me,